Everyone knows the Goldwing, big, comfy, and 20 grand. But what if I told you there are bikes out there just as reliable, that never break for a third of the price? These are the motorcycles smart riders swear by. No drama, no gimmicks, just 12 under-the-radar machines so bulletproof, they'll outlive the hype and maybe even outlive you. And stick around. Number 3 is a retired police bike you can find for under 3 grand at auction, and it rides like a tank. Number 12, Honda Nighthawk 750. If you wanted a motorcycle that asked for nothing and just kept riding, the Honda Nighthawk 750 was built for you. Produced from 1991 to 2003, this bike became the definition of no drama, just ride. Simple, smooth, unstoppable. At its core, a rock-solid air and oil-cooled inline-4 that barely breaks a sweat. And thanks to hydraulic valve lifters, you can forget about constant valve adjustments. Just change the oil, check your chain, and hit the road. It's old-school reliability with real-world ease. Electronics, barely any, which means fewer gremlins, fewer failures. It starts, it runs, it rides. That's it. And that's exactly what makes it perfect for riders who don't want to mess with modern overcomplication, especially seniors who value consistency over tech gimmicks. Plenty of these bikes have crossed the 100,000-mile mark, still using original engines and transmissions. Forums are packed with stories of Nighthawks outlasting newer bikes by decades. Weighing just under 475 pounds wet, with a neutral riding position and a low-effort clutch, the Nighthawk is balanced, predictable, and easy to manage, even in stop-and-go traffic. And with used prices typically ranging between $2,000 and $4,500, depending on mileage and condition, it's one of the best values in motorcycling, period. It's not flashy, it's not fast, but it's faithful. The Nighthawk 750 shows up rain or shine, and it just keeps going. If the Nighthawk is the everyday hero, then this next bike is the trusted explorer for riders ready to venture further. Number 11, Suzuki Vstrom 650. If the Honda Nighthawk was all about staying power, the Suzuki Vstrom 650 is about going further, with zero intimidation. Built for riders who want to explore more without feeling overwhelmed, it blends comfort, control, and confidence in one seriously smart machine. This is not a bike that tries too hard, it just delivers. Powered by a bulletproof, liquid-cooled, 645 cubic centimeter V-twin engine, the Vstrom is smooth, reliable, and surprisingly manageable. Despite its bigger engine, it's remarkably well balanced. Low-speed riding is stable. Slow turns feel natural, and even seniors who haven't ridden in years find themselves at ease within minutes. Fuel injection means it starts instantly, even in the cold. And unlike many ADV bikes, this one does not demand constant attention. Maintenance is straightforward. Oil changes, chain adjustments, occasional valve checks, and that's about it. It's not fussy. Weighing in at just under 500 pounds wet, it's lighter than it looks, especially once you're moving. With a comfortable upright seating position, wide bars, and excellent wind protection, longer trips don't feel like a chore. And yes, it handles the highway with ease. Passing power is always there. And when the pavement ends, no problem. Gravel roads, forest trails, even light off-road, this bike handles them all with grace. Used models are common and affordable. You'll find plenty between $3,500 and $6,000. And with 50 to 60 miles per gallon, it is frugal too. The Vstrom 650 is not about posing, it's about doing. For older riders who want comfort, range, and the freedom to roam without the weight of a beast, this is the sweet spot. But what if you're ready for just a little more? More comfort for longer rides, more confidence at highway speeds, and more capability when the terrain turns rough? The Vstrom 650 already nails the balance between adventure and accessibility. But for riders looking to go beyond local rides, who want to stretch their horizons without stepping into anything overwhelming, our next pick pushes that promise even further. Number 10, Kawasaki vs. X300. If you thought small bikes couldn't handle big miles, think again. The Kawasaki vs. X300 was built to go the distance. Light, efficient, and remarkably rugged, this machine brings serious adventure bike looks with none of the weight or worry. At its heart, a proven liquid-cooled parallel twin, the same motor that powered the Ninja 300. Rev-happy, low-stress, and built to last. Oil change intervals stretch to 7,600 miles, and valve checks are rare. For seniors who'd rather ride than wrench, that's a major win. Fuel injection means it fires up in winter, runs smooth in heat, and stays consistent through the seasons. No ride-by-wire, no confusing menus. Just simple, durable engineering with a touch of adventure flair. Despite its lightweight build, owners report over 40,000 miles on the clock without a single hiccup. And its small pistons, designed to spin high without ever breaking a sweat. The Versys doesn't just survive long rides, it lives for them. Weighing just under 400 pounds wet, with upright ergonomics and a 32-inch seat, it feels planted and predictable, even for older riders with shorter inseams. Add wind protection, a 4.5-gallon tank, and soft suspension, and you've got a bike ready for rain, shine, or weekend escapes. Used prices typically range between $3,500 and $5,500, depending on model year and condition, which makes the Versys not just reliable, but a smart long-term investment for riders chasing lightweight adventure. The Versys X300 proves that you don't need big displacement to go big on reliability, but comfort doesn't always mean high revs and upright posture. For some riders, especially seniors, the real joy comes from a bike that rumbles low, hugs the road, and lets you cruise in total relaxation. So if the Versys is about exploring twisty back roads and long hauls, what is ahead of us is built for kicking back, dropping your feet forward, and enjoying the ride at your own pace. It's low, it's laid back, and it's built to last. Number 9, Yamaha Vstar 1100. If you're done with high-strung sport bikes, dashboard error codes, and overpriced maintenance bills, the Yamaha Vstar 1100 is your kind of ride. No drama, just reliability, mile after mile. Introduced in the late 1990s, this air-cooled V-twin cruiser earned a reputation for being one of the most bulletproof, low-maintenance motorcycles in its class. It doesn't ask for much. Oil changes every 4,000 to 5,000 miles, rear gear oil every 15,000, and that's about it. Simple, predictable, and yes, reliable. There's no fuel injection to worry about, no complex electronics to fail. Just a solid carbureted engine that delivers smooth, usable torque with every twist of the wrist. Mechanics love it. Riders swear by it. Many have logged over 100,000 miles with nothing more than basic upkeep. Comfort? It nails that too. The low seat height, around 28 inches, combined with relaxed ergos and floorboards, makes it easy to handle for older riders. At about 628 pounds, it's manageable at low speeds and surprisingly balanced for a big cruiser. Rain, shine, cold mornings, it fires right up. And with parts still easy to find, including comfort upgrades like windshields and softer saddles, it's built to suit your ride, not the other way around. You can find clean examples for under $4 grand, and they'll outlast bikes double that price. Reliable, comfortable, underrated. If you're finding this helpful and want to see more clear, honest breakdowns like this, go ahead and like the video and subscribe. It lets us know you value practical insights without fluff, and it helps us bring you more of the content that actually works. The Vstar 1100 is a workhorse in every sense. Low maintenance, rider-friendly, and built to go the distance without a fuss. It gives you comfort, dependability, and simplicity, all at a price that's hard to beat. But for riders who want that same easygoing ride quality with a little more muscle, more attitude, and that unmistakable American sound, there's another option that steps things up. It keeps the comfort, but adds more presence, more torque, more soul. And for a lot of riders, especially those who crave that signature V-twin thump, that's the next logical move. Number 8, HarleyDavidson Dina Superglide. If the Vstar was the smooth operator, the Dina Superglide is the blue-collar workhorse. Built for the long haul, built to be ridden, and built with that unmistakable Harley heart. For senior riders who want a motorcycle that rides as solid as it looks, the Dina Superglide delivers. No fuss, no flash, just miles of rock-steady reliability. Its air-cooled twin-cam engine, especially the 96 cubic inch version in later years, has proven itself time and again. With proper care, this motor will run strong well past 100,000 miles. And here's the kicker: fuel injection, smooth cold starts, clean throttle response, and no carb headaches. Oil changes every 5 to 7,000 miles. Primary and transmission fluids? Even less often. It's not just tough, it's low-maintenance tough. The Dina strikes that sweet spot, not as heavy as a full dresser, but far more planted than smaller bikes. At rest, it's manageable. On the road, it's rock solid. A low seat, relaxed ergos, and a huge aftermarket mean you can dial in the comfort, from plush seats to easy-reach bars. And while Harley prices can raise eyebrows, used Superglides hold their value and don't break the bank if you're smart about the buy. Most clean, well-kept examples typically fall between $6,500 and $9,000, with later model twin-cam, 96 and 103 engines commanding the higher end. The Dina Superglide is the real deal, a stripped-down, rock-solid Harley that delivers classic American muscle without the bulk of a touring rig. For riders who want to feel every beat of that twin-cam engine and enjoy the road in its rawest form, it's a hard bike to top. But not every rider is chasing thunder and chrome. Some are after something quieter, smoother, and frankly, more practical. If the Dina is a leather jacket and open highway, this next bike is a windbreaker and cruise control. It's built for comfort, not noise, protection, not polish. And in terms of real-world usability, it brings features the Dina simply doesn't. Number 7, Honda PC800 Pacific Coast. Some motorcycles are built for speed, others for style. But this one, it was built for peace of mind. The Honda PC800 Pacific Coast might be the most senior-friendly motorcycle ever made. A bike that asks for almost nothing and just keeps going. No valve checks, no chain maintenance, no guesswork. This machine came factory loaded with hydraulic valves, shaft drive, automatic cam chain tensioners, and even a hydraulic clutch. Riders call it the fill-and-forget bike, and they mean it. Routine oil changes every 3,000 to 5,000 miles are all most owners ever do. Even when stretched to 10 or 15,000, these bikes just shrug it off. Parts rarely fail, and if something wears out, tires, pads, fluids, easy, cheap, and widely available. Do not let the carburetor scare you. The PC800 is one of the most reliable, drama-free machines ever built. Some examples have cleared 200,000 miles. One rider clocked over 800,000 between multiple PCs. That is not a typo. Comfort, outstanding. The upright seating, full wind protection, and enormous trunk make it perfect for long hauls or just picking up groceries. At around 612 pounds with a 30-inch seat height, it is manageable and planted. Used models? Still out there. Still affordable. Still running strong. It is a commuter, a tourer, a tank in disguise. The Pacific Coast redefined what it means to ride worry-free. No mess, no maintenance headaches, and no surprises. Just smooth, quiet miles with a trunk big enough for your weekly shopping run. It is part motorcycle, part minivan, and completely bulletproof. But for riders who still want to feel the ride, who enjoy the mechanical connection, the rumble of a boxer twin, and the kind of ride quality only German engineering delivers, the next bikes offer something different. They are not as sleek or hands-off as the Honda, but they reward you in other ways. Responsive handling, timeless design, and that unmistakable BMW build quality. If the Pacific Coast is your daily driver, these are your weekend escapes. Number 6, BMW R1150R and R1100R. These BMWs are the Continental Cruisers, dead reliable, shockingly comfortable, and engineered for the long game. The BMW R1100R and the R1150R are two of the most overlooked legends in motorcycling. Why? Because they do not scream for attention. They just work, day after day, mile after mile. Under the tank, a classic air and oil-cooled boxer twin. Valve adjustments, easy thanks to the horizontally opposed layout. Shaft drive, standard. No chains, no sprockets, no mess. Oil changes every 6,000 miles. Fuel filters every 24,000. Final drive fluid? You will forget it even exists. These bikes were built for the Autobahn, but they thrive just as well on American back roads or your daily commute. Fuel injection is rock solid. Electronics are minimal. And while some R1150Rs had aging fuel connectors, it is a cheap fix and rarely a problem twice. And the mileage? Let us just say it is not uncommon to see these BMWs with odometers deep into six figures. Some have cracked 200,000 miles and are still on the road. Used prices? Surprisingly low. You can pick one up for around $4 or $5 grand and ride it for a decade. Telelever front suspension smooths out rough pavement. Heated grips, luggage options, upright ergonomics. It is all here. The R1150R and R1100R prove that you do not need tech overload or flash to build a motorcycle that lasts. With proper care, these boxer twins just keep going. Comfortable, composed, and unmistakably BMW. But now we are stepping into the top 5. The motorcycles that hit a rare balance of comfort, dependability, and classic appeal. And our next pick, it has got all three in spades. It brings that same laid-back ride quality, but with a lower seat, lighter feel, and styling that turns heads at every stoplight. Number 5, Honda Shadow 750 Aero. For riders who want peace of mind, not problems, the Honda Shadow 750 Aero delivers something rare. Cruiser comfort, bulletproof reliability, and zero drama. This bike does not demand attention. It just works. What makes it special? Start with the shaft drive. No chain to clean, no adjustments to stress over, just smooth, clean, low-maintenance power delivery. Add Honda's time-tested liquid-cooled V-twin, and you have got an engine that barely breaks a sweat, even after 100,000 miles. From 2010 onward, the Aero came standard with fuel injection, which means cold starts are not a gamble, and throttle response stays crisp year-round. Unlike tech-heavy cruisers overloaded with sensors and glitches, the Aero keeps things simple, and seniors love it for that. No error codes, no electrical headaches, just twist and go. At around 570 pounds, it is planted, but never clumsy. The 26-inch seat height makes it easy to mount, even for shorter or older riders, and the low center of gravity means slow-speed maneuvering is as calm as the ride itself. Whether you are commuting or cruising, the Aero floats over bumps, holds a line, and never talks back. Best part? Shadows are known for lasting decades and still running strong. You will find clean, used examples under $6,500, and many still look showroom fresh. The Shadow 750 Aero is proof that comfort and dependability do not have to come with complexity. It is easy to ride, easy to maintain, and easy to fall in love with. But some riders want a little more bite with their comfort, something that still keeps things reliable, but adds real horsepower, long-distance capability, and a more aggressive riding experience. That is where Suzuki comes in. It is not a cruiser, it is a road warrior. Big torque, simple mechanics, and a reputation for eating miles without complaint. If you have ever wished your bike had the relaxed feel of a standard, but the muscle of a sport bike, this one delivers both. At number 4, Suzuki Bandit 1200. This is not just a motorcycle, it is a beast in a cardigan. The Suzuki Bandit 1200 is the kind of bike that quietly eats miles, shrugs off abuse, and keeps rolling long after newer machines have tapped out. At its core, an air and oil-cooled inline-4 that traces its roots to Suzuki's legendary GSX-R. It is not flashy, but it is tough. Routine oil changes, valve checks every 7,500 miles, and basic upkeep. That is all it asks. No drama, no quirks, just reliability on repeat. Plenty of owners have rolled past 100,000 miles with nothing more than cam chain adjustments and fresh brake pads. In online forums, one phrase pops up again and again. Bandit motors are bulletproof, and they mean it. Carbureted models to skip the finicky electronics of newer bikes. No fuel maps, no sensors, no digital diva behavior. If something does go wrong, odds are it is a $5 fix, not a dealer service bill. And for the price, it is a steal. Clean Bandits often list between $3 and $5 grand, a screaming deal for a bike this stout. Parts plentiful, upgrades everywhere. With a seat height that is senior-friendly and a neutral, upright riding position, it is just as happy in weekday traffic as it is on a cross-country cruise. Wide bars make it easy to handle. That big gas tank, fewer fill-ups. The Bandit does not shout for attention, it just works. Ride it hard, ride it often. It is a classic case of buy it once, trust it forever. The Bandit does its job without fuss, and that is exactly why so many riders love it. Still, there is a big difference between a bike that can go the distance and one that was designed to eat up thousands of miles without blinking. And if you have ever dreamed of a motorcycle that behaves like a Grand Tourer but handles like a sport bike, your next favorite might be waiting just ahead. Number 3, Honda ST1300. For seniors who want a motorcycle that simply gets the job done, the Honda ST1300 is a true champion. This sport touring giant combines comfort, reliability, and ease of use into one long-distance warrior. Its 1,266cc V4 engine is legendary for lasting well beyond 100,000 miles, some even surpassing 200,000 without major repairs. Many owners report only routine maintenance like oil changes every 8,000 miles and occasional valve adjustments, all straightforward and spaced out enough to keep trips hassle-free. The shaft drive eliminates messy chain maintenance, making daily use and long rides easier to manage. Starting the bike in cold weather or after long storage is rarely a problem, thanks to Honda's robust fuel injection system that delivers smooth, reliable power in any condition. Despite weighing around 700 pounds wet, the ST1300 remains surprisingly stable at highway speeds and manageable for most riders thanks to a low seat height and balanced chassis. Comfort is a priority here, with wide seats and wind protection that make even long rides feel effortless. Parts are abundant and affordable, whether you need tires, brakes, or minor repairs. This bike fits perfectly for seniors who want dependable transportation for commuting, weekend touring, or cross-country adventures without the worry of unexpected breakdowns. Simply put, the Honda ST1300 is a no-drama, just-ride motorcycle that delivers legendary endurance and practical comfort for riders who demand the best. The ST1300 earns its place by being just about everything a senior rider could ask for. It's predictable, practical, and built like a tank. It doesn't demand much from you, just gas, a bit of maintenance, and a destination. But here's where things start to shift. What if you're looking for that same long-haul comfort, but with sharper handling, a bit more performance punch, and a sportier personality that still respects your need for comfort and control? Then you'll want to stick around, because entering the stage now is a machine that keeps the comfort but adds sharper reflexes, quicker power delivery, and a sportier soul. It's not just practical, it's purposeful for riders who still want a bit of thrill with their comfort. Number 2, Yamaha FJR1300. You want bulletproof? This is it. The Yamaha FJR1300 is the working man's rocket couch, a long-distance machine engineered for riders who don't want drama, don't want wrench time, and definitely don't want excuses. Maintenance? Simple and sparse. Oil changes every 4,000 miles, or longer if you're running full synthetic and keeping an eye on things. The shaft drive? Service it every 6,200 miles and then just forget about it. No chains, no grime, no hassle. Spark plugs, air filters, and bearings are all easy to reach and cheap to replace. And the reliability? Legendary. FJRs routinely hit 100,000 miles without a hiccup. Original engines, original drivetrains. The forums are full of proud owners clocking 127,000 or more, with nothing but basic upkeep and a fresh set of tires. Comfort? Surprisingly refined. A generous seat, upright ergonomics, and cruise control on newer models make it a dream on the open road. Weighing in around 690 pounds fully loaded, it still handles low-speed maneuvers with confidence. The balance is spot on, and the value underrated. you can score a well-kept older FJR for under 6 grand. Even late model units clock in far below brand new competition with 10 times the track record. Rain, heat, salt, or snow, it doesn't care. This is a year-rounder that just keeps going. So if you want a machine that says let's ride instead of let's check the service manual, the FJR1300 is your no-nonsense companion. The FJR1300 sets a high bar, powerful, proven, and practically bulletproof. For many riders, it could be the end of the search, but sometimes what's best isn't what's biggest or fastest or even most advanced. Sometimes the ultimate machine is the one that disappears beneath you, leaving nothing but the road, the wind, and the confidence that you'll get there. Every time, no matter what. This final pick doesn't try to dominate the road, it partners with you. It's not built to impress in a showroom. It's built to work, to last, and to quietly earn your trust mile after mile. Number 1, Honda CB500X. Forget the drama. This is the bike you saddle up when you want zero nonsense and all reliability. The Honda CB500X doesn't scream for attention. It quietly conquers the long haul, one stress-free mile at a time. At its core is a 471cc parallel twin. So smooth, so underworked, it's practically yawning at highway speeds. Owners report over 100,000 miles on the original engine, with nothing more than oil, filters, and a bit of chain lube. Some push it to 200,000, even 250. Honda didn't just build an engine, they forged a legend. Oil changes every 8,000 miles, valve checks spaced out, fuel injection that never hiccups, and electronics so simple you'll forget they exist. This bike was designed to minimize wrench time and maximize ride time. It's also easy on the body, a curb weight around 435 pounds, a lowish seat at 32.5 inches, and a perfectly upright riding position. Whether you're 5'7" or 6'1", it just fits. Fuel economy? Try 65 to 75 miles per gallon with a tank that'll stretch over 250 miles. Tires and pads are cheap, chains easy to adjust. And used models? 5 to 7 grand will get you a lightly broken-in gem. So if you're a senior rider chasing the wind, not the workshop, the CB500X is the one-bike solution. Dependable, comfortable, drama-proof, just ride. That's the list. Bikes that deliver where it counts. If you want to keep learning and make smarter choices, click on the video on the screen now and subscribe to stay connected with straightforward, no-nonsense motorcycles. No hype, just what works.